Hello, and welcome to another episode of Tech Money Diaries podcast, where we talk about real tech, real money, and real life. And we have a series called the Tech Money Diaries, The Pulse, where we talk about quick news segments within tech, AI, cyber, the gig economy, and also pay watch and opportunities. So, in our first segment, we're actually talking about it. This is actually a pay watch segment, and it's discussing New York City's pay transparency law that took effect. And with the pay transparency law, it actually advances, reflecting a growing movement towards greater transparency in salaries. This shift is likely to influence compensation practices across various industries. And in this particular Pay Watch news report, it's just discussing the state and localities that continue to advance pay equity legislation while federal action stalls. In this particular news segment, it is talking about how the New York City Council voted it to override the mayor's um, equity pay laws. It's also discussing equal opportunity commission, and it's actually getting into a little bit of more information on state and local level trends towards pay equality. So this is definitely a great topic that you'll need to tune into our actual source, and you can actually find out the source that's in our description. There will be a link that links you to the latest episode for this particular series, and you'll find the source for this particular discussion. It's pretty interesting. And they're going over information as it relates to past analysis and just some things that you should definitely be aware of when it comes to pay transparency. And we all know that pay transparency is a lot of just knowledge about what people are getting paid, but it's trying to introduce like how this is being seen across the broader compensation trends, like in different states and local, state and federal changes, pretty much. So, with this being said, definitely take a look into this and think about how pay transparency laws are taking effect. And some are stalling, but some are moving forward. The next thing we'll actually talk about is the importance for remote work and understanding your market value. Just know this: knowing your market rates help you as a remote worker negotiate better pay and benefits. So with growing pay transparency, like we were discussing in this Pay Watch news report, it is definitely something that you should take part in understanding what the compensation trends are across the nation and specifically in your local area. It's definitely essential for making informed career decisions. So we do have a new opportunity to talk about today in this episode. So in this episode, we're talking about Topple's remote developer opportunity. Topple is actually seeking a Red Act node developer for a remote contract that lasts about 6 to 12 months. Let me see if this is still available. You know, it looks like this article, or that particular role is not available. Well, let me see if they have up to date one on here. Okay, so it looks like how Temple actually works is if you're applying or you want to apply for a freelance Red Act developer role, you can go to their platform and it'll give you different vetted clients that you can work on freelance contracts with. They also have where you can, if you're actually looking for Red Act developers, they have where you can actually sign up on their platform to get Red Act developers as well. But this particular, it's not a specific job posting, but this particular website is talking about that you're able to go on here and apply as a Red Act developer. Um, Looks like, let me just make sure Node is on here too. Yes. So again, the same thing with Red Act. You can go on here and apply as a Node.js developer to get vetted clients to work for. And it does list on there some of their clients and things of that nature, the screening process, the payment, and different projects. So definitely go to their website to see what type of developer roles and contracts that they have available. From my understanding, they do have contracts that last between 6 to 12 months, and that's offering stable work environments and client provided equipment for ideal enhancing your portfolio. I will link the description to Topple in our description. So if you have any questions, you can definitely visit their website directly. But as I was going over this, I was on their website looking, and definitely they have the opportunities available for you to sign up there. So if you have any questions, stay in touch with us. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us in this episode of Tech Money Diaries, where we talk about real tech, real money, and real life. Until next time, stay tuned for our next episode. Also, if you want more information regarding tech gigs, we just actually finished up a series called 30 Platforms in 30 Days, where you can get a pretty much videos on a list of about 30 platforms that you can find work on in the new year. And it's definitely something that I recommend checking out. I will link the description. I will link that series in the description so you can take a look at those. And they're pretty short, so don't worry about the length. Again, thank you for tuning in. Until next time.